let's talk a little bit about where we are. We usually start off, guys, talking about Iraq. Well, tonight is going to be an exception to that rule because I checked in with several sources and I don't have anything new to tell you about Iraq. I didn't get any info today on it. I didn't get any intel about it. I didn't get anything saying they're waiting for this. It has to happen. This has to go. That has to happen. To me, guys, from what I understand, Iraq's done, man. They are done. They're done. All the ATMs in the entire country are on. All of the lower denominations have been coming out for days now. And they basically have their RV, at least in country, at good rates. We know people that have the key cards. Those are the global master cards that are both, let's call them dual citizens of Iraq and the U.S. Several of those that have their cards charged up and available, and they know the rate that's there on the card, which is, like I talked about last time, very high, and they have access to their funds. So in a very real way, Iraq's international. Now, let me ask you this. What about the communication of that to the world? Does the world know that Iraq has revalued their currency and that they're part of a greater global currency reset that's going on? I would say about everywhere but here, they know about it. We know that exchanges have been going on around the world to the tune of 89,400 exchanges in the last 9 days. That's globally. That means the world, including the U.S. and Canada, globally, 89,400 in the last 9 days. That's almost 10,000 a day. I'd say it's out there. I think it's real. I think it's happening. I'm just kind of blown away. Now, when are we going to get it? That's what you guys are thinking, just like me. When are we going to get it? It's hard to say, but I think it's so close we should be able to reach out and grab it. I will say that we have had several people exchange as individuals, so-called privates, over the last couple of days that have full liquidity of their funds today. Now, there needs to be a settlement period overnight when you do these transactions. It needs to settle with the bank overnight as they adjust all of the deposits that are made against any wires that are taken out that day and so on. It's called a settlement period. And that settlement time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, occurs between midnight and 2 a.m. That's when the banks settle their books. And then, of course, the next day, in the case of some of these people, that's when their funds were available. Maybe that morning, maybe that afternoon. It just depended on when they exchanged, I think. But I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. We heard that the paymasters paid the sub-paymasters out west. We heard that certain individuals have gone back into the bank and they're trying to get things handled. So these groups and certain individuals, were able to get their funds and have access. And I believe that that's moving along, but I don't have verification that we are there yet for that. I kind of think this, guys. This is only my opinion. I can't prove this. This is just Bruce's opinion. I think that once we hear that people that have pre-exchanged, from SKRs to core groups to subgroups, when those people get their funds turned on with these ledger-to-ledger transfers, because that's all they really are. They're ledger-to-ledger deals. It's just like flipping a switch almost. It's like, keying in a few things to activate their accounts. Once that happens, we're getting a little noise in the background there. I don't know where it's coming from exactly. Once that happens, I think we're going to start shortly thereafter. I think we'll get notified shortly after they're paid. Because I think that's where our shotgun start comes from. I think when the groups that are out west get handled initially, and I'm talking about those that have already exchanged, already put money, and they're part of a group and they're waiting to be paid on that. When that occurs, I think we should be notified. I don't know that, and it may not be immediate. There might be a little lag time in that. I don't think it'll be too long, though. I really don't, because then we've lost our shotgun start. So I think that's still the intention. I believe that's the intention of the Chinese elders, is to let it all try to go pretty much together. Now, there are people that have exchanged, like I said, over the last 9 days around the world. And we know that there have been exchanges that have gone on before, but the ones that are happening now, in the last few days anyway, couple days anyway, these individuals, these private exchanges, they're getting immediate liquidity. They've got the liquidity. There's no waiting. There's no SKRs. They have access to their funds. Now, I just think that's a good indicator of where we really are. We didn't have that really a couple of days ago. We sort of got that in the last few days, maybe 2 or 3 days. So I think as far as most of the intel is concerned, we're hearing, we've got a few times, we've got a few things, by midnight, we've got that, we've got the theory of, other times, today, tomorrow. We're right there, guys. I just don't know exactly when it's going to occur. It's funny. This is really something that you guys saw in the news. If you saw it on Fox, I saw it on Fox. President Trump was in Reno yesterday, and he was speaking to a group at the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars. He was speaking at a group there. Now that seems a little unusual, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the only reason. I don't know. I just think that's cool.
Key word is I don't know.
That's really cool. And I'm excited for our veterans. I'm excited for the changes that are going to be made. I'm excited for our veterans because of the VRN, what we're going to do to help the veterans with our Veterans Retreat Network. I hope we get to work with other people, even with the administration, to say, hey, this is what we're planning to do for the vets. Will you help us streamline this, get through any red tape that there might be, because all we're trying to do is help these veterans. I have a feeling that with our current administration, we will get some help in that area. I really do believe we will. And I'm looking forward to getting that started right away. Okay? Well, that's one thing we're going to do. The other thing is, when it comes to like what Bob is doing with health and nutrition, with what Sue is doing,